Well, today we're talking about gear, trail running gear in particular, also the gear that we're going to be using for our first 100 kilometer ultra that's coming up in just about 3 weeks now. I'm going to be going through everything: shorts, shoes, race pack, all of the mandatory gear that we need to take with this. Going to go through all that in detail. And in the meantime, we've got 2 hours of hill repeats to do, and legs are still a bit tired from the 60k run that I did 2 days ago, but we'll see how we get going, and we'll see you back home in a little bit. Well, 2 hours of hill repeats went quicker than expected. Feeling pretty good now. We've got 5 hours ahead of us tomorrow and another 5 the day after. But it's about time we start looking at what gear we're going to be taking with us, because in 3 weeks' time, tomorrow, we're going to be standing on the start line. So I'll start down the bottom, work our way up. First of all, shoes, everybody's favourite topic, and we're going to go with the Lone Peak. We've been using these for a few months now. I'm on to my 3rd pair of them. These ones I haven't actually tried on yet, but they nice, flexible, they work well in our conditions. They've got a really good outsole, not too much cushion, and of course that zero drop and the foot-shaped toe box, which we really love. So we're going to go with those. They've been really good. We just picked up also too some of these new gaiters that go with the Lone Peak 3.5. The new Lone Peaks have got 4 points for mounting the gaiters onto. So we just picked up Altra's new 4-point gaiters. I think they'll be good for the sand sections. There's a fair bit. If you watched last week's video, you'll have seen that we encountered a fair bit of water and sand, so they, I think, will be pretty good to fit directly onto the Lone Peaks, the Altra Lone Peak 3.5s. Moving on from there, third thing, socks. And for quite a number of years we have been using the Injinji toe socks. Haven't had a problem with toes really all that much since we've started using these. These ones I've got here, I've been using for months and months, and there's no wear on them at all. So I think we will be using those, probably take a couple of pairs with us, maybe to change over at one of the checkpoints if our feet get wet and that starts causing too much of a problem. Moving on up to shorts then. Shorts is going to be also another easy choice for me. I'm going with the Patagonia Strider Pro. This is the 7-inch model. There is also a 5-inch model, but the 5-inch model's got a different liner, a short liner, and this one's got a sort of a boxer short liner. These are an absolutely awesome pair of shorts, really lightweight. You don't even know you've got them on. They've got a couple of little stretchy pockets down here on the side and a zip pocket on the back, and apart from that, nothing else really going on at all. So those are perfect, and they're going to hopefully see me right on race day. Moving on up from there, the shirt has been the one I think in the end that I've always worn on pretty much all of my long runs. I've had this one, and I don't think they make it anymore, but I've had this one for probably, I think, going on 5 or 6 years now. And although it's incredibly lightweight, I'm not too sure how it's still managing to hold up. This is the Odlo. It's not really too sure what model it is, but it's a shirt that we got in Austria back in probably 2011 to 2012. So that is going to come along. Moving on now further on up to the race pack. We did buy a new race pack, but have decided to go with the old one, tried and true, the Innovate Race Ultra 10 litre. Now we're probably not going to need 10 litres, but we got the 10-litre version because it's not an awful lot heavier. I think there's only grams in it. There's not an awful lot heavier than the 5-litre version. The thing that we love about this are the huge side pockets here, which are sort of at an angle that you can get your hand into really easily. It's also got side-mounted water pockets, which sounds maybe a little bit peculiar and possibly a little bit cumbersome, but this for us has been the best place to store water, that the water goes in underneath your arms. You don't really notice it. There's a lot of storage around in here for all sorts of stuff. One of the things that we have to take as mandatory gear is a reflective day-night vest. And this, I'm hoping, if we have to pull this out for road crossings or other sort of road sections, that this will fit really nicely around in the back so that you don't really notice that you've got it there at all. The other thing that we like about it is that it's got these little front pockets here for storing gels and little items like that. But the main attraction of it, I think, are these huge side pockets. So that's what we're going to be going with on race day. It's the Inov-8 Race Ultra 10-litre. It's a pack that's getting on now in years, but it's proved to be like a really reliable race vest for us. We decided to also use poles, possibly a little bit further on in the race, maybe leave them at the 3rd checkpoint. The ones that we got for the Transalpine were these, I'm not even sure what they are. There's the Black Diamond, the carbon version, the Ultra Distance, I think. Distance Carbon Z, 110 centimetres, and they are lightweight and you hardly know that you've got them with you. So I have a feeling that we might be using those towards the end of the Gone Nuts 101. One of the other pieces of mandatory gear that we need is the headlamp, and we're going to be using the Petzl Now. It's a fairly lightweight model. We're going to be taking with us, I think, a smaller headlamp for the beginning and leave this one in a drop bag towards the end and pick this up in case we happen to be still going when night falls again later on that day. So that's Petzl Now. I think I've run with this for a couple of years now, at least the earlier version, and this has proven to be really good. And I think last year they said that there were a few problems with course marking towards the end and the people lost their way in the dark, so this might well be a lifesaver, I think. Also, we need to take with us a raincoat, and I'm going to be taking the coat with me that I have used on the mountain here behind me for a couple of years now. It's the Montane Minimus, just a nice little lightweight with a hood, and not really too much else to say about that. So that's going to be stuffed in the back of that Inov-8 race pack as well. We also need to take with us a couple of other things, like a pair of long pants. So I've gone for the lightest possible little things that I can find. These Polypro, just a long Johnny kind of pair of pants. So that'll be in there too. Also a buff. So all sorts of things you can do with a buff, as most of you will know, so that will come with us too. So that's about it really. I think in about 3 weeks' time we're going to be standing on that start line. We've got another little bit of a weekend of training to go, and then it's going to be taper time. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Hope that wasn't too uninteresting for you. I think all of us runners are gearheads, and we do enjoy having a look at what people's gear is like. So I hope that was interesting for you. Huge thanks too to all of our new subscribers. We seem to have picked up a few over the last week or two, and also a massive thanks to all of our old subscribers and for the huge support that you've given us since our return a couple of weeks ago. We did have a bit of a break there for a month or two while we've been training, but thanks for everybody, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.